Very, very good evening. Sorry, just adjusting the camera a little bit. Welcome back to my channel, Arunfoot. This is Arnav Chaudhary on a Sunday evening on September 22nd. It was a match day which saw the Kerala Blasters host East Bengal Football Club, and the Blasters scored a 2-1 comeback win. And yeah, the crisis at East Bengal does get bigger and bigger by the day, and we'll talk about that. Interesting to hear from the one or the other Blasters fan how they are feeling after this win, and let's see. Let's see what happens. Manolo, I'm good. Just watched some local football, and saw a 6-0 win over here. Nice, good afternoon of football here locally with SS Bergsborn, and have headed now home. So therefore, sorry, a few minutes later than planned. Amal, hi, welcome back. And of course, I have to also say that I had just a call. Durga Puja is around the corner. I don't know if I've told you that story. We have a Pujo in Cologne, and I happen to be the president of that Durga Pujo, one of the oldest Pujos in continental Europe, the biggest Pujo in Europe, actually. So got some stuff to do there as well. You know, that's part of my free time. But now let's come and focus on this match. Carlos sack news soon. Manolo, he's under pressure. He's under pressure. Let's see what happens. Hi, Blue. Welcome back. A Masterclass and EB lost. Yeah. And I know it was absolutely that. You saw his mistake at second goal. Manolo, he's not played. You see the boy is not match fit. He's forced into that situation by the coach, and and he's not ready. And quality, no quality. You know, a lot of conversation will happen on that front, and let's see what happens. Finally, something to be happy about for some time. Febin, yeah, I think I think not everything is doom and gloom for the Blasters. You know, I think it's important for Mikkel Store to win this game as a new coach. But again, in the end, if you can turn it around, that's football. So let's see. Hi, Murali. Do you think Indian football association is sending wrong message to upcoming generation, lack of professional? Murali, would I say, I think the problem is not just about the administration. I think it's the whole system. Sorry. Manoj says KBC deserve to win. Okay. Anwar is tremendous, especially by decision for him to be part in conflict. Shushanto, now it's too late. He's in it. Let's see. He's not in, did anybody else expect anything else? I don't know. If anyone expected him to be sort of the savior, that's the thing. What you see of Indian football next 10 years, like a potential change for next 10 years? Renal, at the moment, if it continues as it is, I think we're going downhill dramatically. Whatever people are telling you with development, this, that, and everything, if things don't change radically and the right people run the system, we are going to go downhill as we have been going over the last 2 years. So therefore, is there any hope at the moment for the next 10 years? I don't see that. And I'll be arrogant enough, most probably I'll have to be in one of those key positions. Otherwise, I don't see any hope in this, because all the people running the system, they're not capable of doing it. Cannot see Bajaj anywhere after horrible gameplay from his son. I actually prefer today should be draw. Okay, we don't deserve to win, in my opinion. Okay, Blue. When will be next FIFA break? Amal, in October. 5th of October is the last match day in the ISL, and then then we'll see India travel to Vietnam and face Vietnam and Lebanon. KBC subs made impact. Yes, Manolo. Which Indian players impressed you today? Did any Indian players impress me today? I don't know. Do you think will Koef be taken off when Luna comes? It will be interesting, depending on the strategy that the coach employs. Let's see what he does. Do you order Durga Idol from Kumartuli or make in Germany? We order from Kumartuli, but we don't do it every year because again the cost is just simply too high. So therefore, normally a Protima stays for 3 to 5 years, and then we exchange the Protima. What do you think about stability of the KVFC team, especially the foreigners? Who would go out when Luna comes back? Kevin, give them time, right? Punjab FC was we now know that Punjab FC are not pushovers. To win such games, I think first of all, I think important was for KVFC to win it. I think that this is with all the negativity around the team, and East Bengal is the same thing, and the thing is that they have to work to turn things around. And at the moment, I think we see that at the Blasters, you get a win, and suddenly people. Sorry. I think the question for the Blasters is, when Luna comes back, you'll see you'll find a solution, maybe a solution which you and I are not thinking about, or maybe something is logical. So to me, let's wait and see what the order does. At what age you decide you're going to work for football? Anytime you try to become a professional player? Murali, I actually never decide to work in football. It just happened. For me, it just happened. East Bengal is a mini KVFC. They should bring Ivan Vukovanovic and sack without halfway going players know Ivan's tactics. At least they will reach top 6. Aditya, I don't think so. East Bengal's problems are much more complex. What will be KVFC best foreigners to start if Luna is available? See, the question to me is, do you have to be fixed on which 4 foreigners you're going to use, or are you going to use your bench, right? The question, that's I think what the Blasters can do. If I've got 6 foreigners, you could play with these 4. Next match you could play with those 4, and then you have to find your anchor players. Now, if Luna is an anchor player, if Drinchich is your other anchor player, is Jesus Jimenez your third anchor player, then then you say, okay, you've got 3. What are you going to do with Pepra? You've got Noah Sadoui and you've got Alexander Kuev. Now, Noah Sadoui is an impact player. Does it then mean that Pepra I think falls off immediately? But then it's a question: does Kuev go off, or do you keep Kuev on and put Noah Sadoui off because you can then use Adrian Luna? So there are options. Don't be so fixated of trying to go one way or the other. So therefore, let's wait and see. KBC needs Luna, else their attack isn't doing well. Blue, he has to be also fit, right? So let Adrian Luna be fully fit, then he can, let's see what they do. Good evening, Gear on Rare, welcome back. Said, I don't think East Bengal have a good squad, especially players in terms of depth. I think East Bengal expect them to win since they've overpaid for few signings this season. Parameshwar, I would say, I agree with you, because what East Bengal has a good first 11 on paper, right? Or maybe even a good 13, 14, let's say. Now, when injuries come in, and we see injuries are part and parcel of football nowadays around the world, right? So therefore, for me, it's not a question of will it happen? For me, so therefore, for me, that's not. It's a logical thing, a logical question to say, you know what? How are we gonna sort this? East Bengal has, yes, as you say, overspent for a lot of players, but they have some quality in there. If I look at Mahdi Talal, if I look at Diamantakos, good signings, Jackson, but let's see if those work. When will next AIFF election coming? Amal, no idea at the moment. I love how the new KVFC coach does his substitutions earlier, something we missed from Ivan. Yeah. The ISL Cups are not developing players because they aren't hopeful for the future of ISL. Daroga Baba, no, they're not developing players because I think they always look at, look at winning immediately, right? And if you want to win immediately, then it makes no sense for you to say, oh, listen, you know what, I'm trying to develop XYZ player for, I don't know, in 5 years, or in 10 years. Vietnam have completed naturalization of Brazilian player. He will play against India. Yes, Manolo. Today's game, like East Bengal, give 3 goals to KFC and they celebrate like they won the league. Yeah, and rare, that's a key. Why can't we naturalize African players? Daraga Baba, Africans don't get Indian passports, and why? There are other options as well. We didn't get a Chuma Okeri an Indian passport, or a Chibuzor. We didn't get a Indian passport for a Jose Ramirez Barreto or a Renti Martins or a Odafa Okoli. Yeah, 25K was attendance today. Okay, I mean, in the ISL, a good number. For the Blasters, a little low. If you look match stats, East Bengal was far better than, again, they get freebies to Blasters. Okay. And any movement you thought India football crossed limits? No. Bob Houghton, Sukhvinder Sir, Stevens Sir, best coach India had overall. The ones that I know, I would always go with Bob Ogni. Gill is pathetic today. Okay, Blue. Why Carlos could that side player on his approach, a pragmatic defensive running approach, to be honest. Okay, Vedant. Kotal doing good in last 2 matches. Yes, Pritham doing well as centre back. When you do something bad and think you are correct, like he's being old manager, you can never be a supporter living in fool's paradise. Prashanto, that's why I feel that some there is a football god, right? And I guess that's the challenge that we have. And at the moment, to me, there's a lot of things that have happened or are happening, and where you say, what I at least say, that it can't be. And then if you have what I perceive to be in some sort of form of way cheating, this will not help. Madhira has been poor. He was getting all control here. He is not getting ball here. Vedant observation. Do you think certain player not successful despite being PAO player like China or quality foreigners? It's yeah, that's something which is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right, Morali? We have an African community in Gujarat of India. Why we're not able to add them in mainstream sports of India? Any thoughts on this? We've had Juj Sidi, former keeper of India and Salgaonkar, used to be part from the Sidi community. But again, rare, it's not that you get these guys to be athletes and then make them professionals in XYZ sport. Might be something easy thing. How come we were able to defeat Thailand 4 in such a non-technical side that time? Daroga Baba, how are you saying that, we had a non-technical side? Where does this observation come from? I was there that day in Abu Dhabi. We were, at least to say, we were impressive. We were really, really good. And technically we were sound. Udanta on form, JJ, Sunil was in there, Ashik in there. I think technically that side most probably was better than the current one. See, and this is where I think a lot of you get things wrong, where you make observations about things where do you really make video about Sri Lanka national team squad 24-25. Mama, yeah, nice idea. Let's see if I have the time and have enough information to do something on that. Manolo is done for FC Goa. I think it would also impact the national team. Daroga Baba, let's wait and see. I hope not, but it looks like it if you look at him yesterday. Sidi Africa origin player can play for India. Yes, they can, but they are not. They are African origin people, but they are now in India for hundreds of years, so they are Indians. But and as I said, Jude Shidi used to be an India goalkeeper. What happened to these players now? Daroga Baba, some players. Sunil has retired. JJ has been Sunil has retired from the national team and still playing ISL. JJ has retired. a lot of the players are still there. Gurpreet is in goal. Anas is playing Super League Kerala. Udanta is there. Anirudh Thapa is there. Ashik is there. So a lot of his players are still around. Some of them are not playing international football anymore. But Stephen had great tactics for Indian football. The thing is, at the time, we won bigger results than the reality. Yeah, but again, that reality also is that we beat Thailand 4-1 in an impressive way. Stephen was on the way up. If Stephen didn't resign after that Bahrain loss, I think we would have gone ahead further. Stephen was doing a very, very good job, and he had that team under control. I know a lot of players didn't like it because Stephen is not an easy coach to be under, but Stephen did the right things, what was needed. Like, what pushes you to keep supporting Indian footy even after so many lows? Renner, it's a good question. I've been involved for so long. It's one of those fights which you don't want to give up, right? I want to continue and try and do the little things that as I say, Ornao Chaudhary can do to help and support Indian football and try and take Indian football to a different level. I've done that. I know what certain things that have worked. I know a lot of things have not worked. I have to be honest about that as well. But I've tried to support Indian football wherever I can. A lot of the support wasn't accepted. A lot of support wasn't utilized. Again, maybe that's on me. But on the other side, that's the reality, right? That's the reality of things. And therefore, to me, it's been a very difficult 26 years with Indian football with a few highs. That's why the India match against, I feel that if I look back at those years, we've had a few highs, celebrate those, and then hope things will improve. And that's the challenge with Indian football. Every day one hopes that it will get better. Right, more than 17 minutes. Again, forgot to say, those of you who might be new to the channel, welcome to ArunFoot here on YouTube. Follow the channel, subscribe. Share this video if you like it. Like it as well if you think it's good that more people realize that these kind of conversations are happening. 8 likes so far, 1,731 followers or subscribers to the channel. Thank you very much. If you're new, you like what you're seeing, do leave a like behind, do leave a subscription behind. I'll be very, very thankful to you guys. Do you think low block and pace wing attacking wings is the only option? Because what I see the low ranked team taking big teams, they use this tactics. Yeah. No. Yeah, looks like it. Could be an option, but again, for that we need the characters. For a low block, we need to have that defensive stability. Stephen was a man of character. It was too much. If it was too much, he would have continued for another 5 years after those results. Yeah, very true. Cannot Manoran resign from FC Goa job to focus on national team? Vedant, the AIFF and FC Goa worked out a formula that he would continue to coach FC Goa for this season, and then next summer switch over from FC Goa to the AIFF. So therefore, why should he then resign? It's been worked out between the club and the country, or the federation. The biggest mistake in recent times I feel is we removed Stephen from Indian football system. We did not remove Stephen. Stephen resigned. Dear Andre, that's the difference. Talal impact is far less than what he did for Punjab. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. His impact at the moment is minimal, to say the least. But again, it's still start of the season. Carlos Correa has taken Israel more downward. Looks like it at the moment. Looked like it. They would be going up last season. Super Cup, Derby wins, sniffing around the playoff spots. So therefore, these are the things that are reality. In training pitches, coaches shout player when he doesn't do well. Do you think it's getting negative impact players? No, why shouldn't he? Why should that be an issue? Amar says, thank you very much. Is Carlos got a job under threat, or will he continue? With that, I think he is under pressure. I think he's under huge pressure to deliver, and I think the fans in Kolkata will not take these results lightly. That's his problem. The pressure will build. So therefore, yeah, not nice times for Carlos to be the coach of East Bengal FC. I think it's not an easy period for him, and the challengers say that the challenges are difficult, and and expectation levels are high. And then Friday, East Bengal versus FC Goa, crisis meeting, so to say, at the Salt Lake Stadium. So let's see what those two teams do. So a lot of teams are under, what some would say, unexpected pressure. Thanks, Amal. Is there any possibility of Goa sacking Manor if he doesn't deliver? One that risk is always there. That risk is always there. And let's see what happens, because again, I think a lot of unexpected coaches are under pressure. Molina is already under pressure. Lopera is under pressure. Quadrat is now under pressure. Manolo will be under some pressure. So yeah, it's interesting to see. Could Gill have done better in both goals? Yeah, most probably. If I'm honest, yes, I think he could have done better in both goals. Right. So just a quick update from the world of football. Arsenal are leading 2-1 at the Emirates. 10 men Arsenal are leading 2-1 at the Emirates against Manchester City, while in the Bundesliga, Stuttgart are leading 3-1 against Borussia Dortmund. Right. 1 second. Where did it go? Did Stephen coach a big team? Do you chat with Stephen? Any difference do you notice? Murali, I have to go back. If I ever chatted with Stephen, I had Stephen originally in 2002 get the India job. So yeah, I was involved in that. So originally when he came to India, I was involved. So we know each other for over 20 years. So we're good friends. And Stephen, fine, because he's coached nations in Africa and he's coached nations in Asia, coaching Pakistan at the moment. Do you think people put too much shade on AIFF rather than finding out the realities, like AIFF are also the main culprit in developing Indian footy? The main culprits of the realities of developing Indian footy is, of course, AIFF to some extent, state associations to some extent, and other stakeholders. I feel Indian clubs should look more in Punjab region. From Minerva and recent times, football is down there. What we can see is players coming. Sorry, you're on rare. Yes, there are. Punjab has a focus, but the problem is also when you talk about teams who are based in and around Punjab, how many Punjabi players has Minerva? They've been mainly Manipuris, right? So these are also realities, and the same can be said about Punjab. Still don't get the point where East Bengal with so much money and take problems. Manwar Bajate knows Khala Shadu. Yeah, gosh, looks like it. How many matches does Carlos have? He has not won since Lajong lost. If I am right, let me see what is the next few matches. September 27th, Friday, they host FC Goa. Sorry, again, these connection issues. So I think the cutoff date for both Carlos and for Molina is the derby on the 19th of October. If one of the two coaches loses, I think that there is a risk that one of them might get fired. AIFF Goa should be applauded. They're sacrificing their season so AIFF can manage their finances. Jagpreet, yeah, I don't think they're sacrificing their season. I think they wanted to keep Manolo rather than releasing him. So you see it as sacrificing maybe, but I think they thought it's better to keep Manolo than try and find a new coach. Would be good if Manolo don't perform at Goa and sacked and he focus on national team. Let's see what happens. Don't you think Habas and Constant are very similar? Who is more strict according to you? I don't know Habas that well, so therefore I don't know the level of strictness. Yesterday, Mohammedan was extremely unlucky. They could have easily been 4-0 for them. Akash, if that is the logic, then Mumbai City should have won both their 2 matches so far. But they didn't, right? New Arsenal, this is they part the bus. Yeah, looks like it. No team from Bengal has won ISL this season. That's legacy clubs for you. Interesting piece of stats, man. Kudat has just signed player rather than thinking whether they will fit in a system. Yeah. Do you think East Bengal FC should move on from Carlos? What do you think? Difficult question, Manolo, but if you ask me that directly, I would most probably say, yeah. I think they need a different kind of input from a coach, so therefore for me, that would be very, very important to find a solution. But is this coach the solution? I don't think so. If you ask me, I don't think so. Hriday, thanks. I'm doing fine. You think that Eastman could easily got a good or far better foreign defender with the money they had spent on Anwar? Yeah, 100%. I think for the Anwar money, they could have bought, I think, 5 Indian players. That's one of those realities, no? Nobody wants to speak about that not spending that much of money, So therefore, that's it. The whole deal does, in my opinion, these doesn't make sense, right? So that's a challenge that I think one will have, afterwards one day, not today, but maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, explaining how and why this deal came about. Because again, let's wait and see what happens. Curious questions. We know Germany is an advanced country in terms of infrastructure. I think India has a little bit of heritage infrastructure. Yeah, most probably. Yeah. Digital India. India is more open. I think we are still stuck in the old economy that way. If India player finishing would be better, then many matches Scotland would have quite different shows. Many teams are lacking in defense. Yeah. Yeah. It would expose it more, but would then if the strikers were better, attackers were better, the finishing was better, would we then also see better defenders? Who knows? Do FS will invest in women's football and come up with corporate clubs? Deepak, as far as I know, no. They've got no interest in the women's game. So do you think one of the coach's head is on the line in the derby? Can they remove either of the coach so early, or would it be a rushed decision to make? Rita, I just said, I don't know if you were not around, to me, I think it's a match of survival for both the coaches, and if again, it could be different if Molina now starts winning games, but yeah, I think to me, Quadrat surely is under pressure, so therefore let's see. Arsenal playing with 10 players, so they are parking the bus. All right, so at the moment still 2-1 Arsenal, 79 minutes played, and in Stuttgart, it's by now, 4-1 VfB Stuttgart against Borussia Dortmund. That's going to be a hit. Stuttgart are going to jump up in the table, and Dortmund, they're going to find them somewhere where they don't like to be. Very, very interesting to see. Is physical appearance the main thing ISL coaches are preferring for strikers? I don't think so, Deepak. I think there are some strikers might do it. Some coaches might do it. So let's wait and see. If Derby is draw, then both coach sacked. Well, that's Jagpreet, that will not happen. But it depends on a number of factors over the next 3 weeks. It's 4 weeks actually. Yeah, how these two teams do, how they play, what results do they get in the meanwhile, and how is the sort of mood inside the administration. Again, both coaches are under pressure, so let's wait and see. Today, India won chess Olympiad gold in both open and women's group. Okay. Again, it's a sport which I have no interest at all, to be very, very honest. So therefore, yeah. Oops, wait 1 second. Yeah, 31 minutes gone on a Sunday night, guys. Those of you who might be new to the channel, do like, share, and subscribe. Arun Foot here on YouTube, on my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com and do support me as you can. And those of you who are doing, thank you very, very much for that. And as always, let's keep growing the community of people who are willing to watch and support Indian football. Do you think BFC can do more in their grassroots, like they are the best in it? Is BFC the best in grassroots? That would be news. They're good in their youth football. I don't know if they're that good in their grassroots, but they surely can do more. To us, at clubs inquire about Mexican players in past, but deal never happened. Deepak, I wouldn't know. I think we've had Mexican players in the ISL, if I'm not wrong. It says this season of ISL is most competitive because I haven't seen the season earlier to 1920. Too early to say. It's match day 2, so therefore, yeah. Why we can't have strong foundation like grassroots youth football? Is it lack of intent or money deficiency? We're good in hosting. Murali, you've asked this numerous times. It's not, for me, it's not a money factor. It's the intent, it's the knowledge. So yeah. Can you bring Richard Hood? Yeah, at some stage I will try and speak to Richard to bring on board. Good evening, Ishan. Yes, I'm doing fine. Hope you're doing well as well. Barca winning 2-1. Okay. There you see, my sort of interest, not that much when it comes to La Liga. Yeah. So therefore, that's the. 1 second. By the way, will Monwan field and all Indian score against Tractor? Bro, that could happen. If it's away to Tractor, I don't know how many of the Mohun Bagan foreigners can or will or want to travel, so therefore that's a reality. So therefore for me, there is this potential danger that they might be forced. Maybe even the Spanish coaches might not even travel, right? With the whole political tension which is there, that is a real danger. So therefore, yeah, that could happen. That could happen that Mohun Bagan might be forced, with Bastard Roy, so to say, as the head coach, traveling with the team to Iran. Yeah, that's a honest and real danger that Mohun Bagan faces. Football analysts often used Marcus name. May I know the details? I don't know in what context, Murali. People saying Indian foot is so corrupted, but seeing the comments from Indian people, Indian foot also has this corruption issue. Is it same in all the world, the corruption problem? I wouldn't know if it's same everywhere. You have corruption issues in large parts of the world, I guess. But it's a question of how do you go around it? And very often in a lot of countries, the allegations of corruption is just there. Is it really the problem? And then you ask people, what is the problem? Where is the problem? And they won't be able to tell you what the problem is. So therefore, yeah, I guess there are problems. La Liga is boring, to be honest. Only 3 teams play. Last year it was 4 with Girona, yes. Carlos may be sacked if he fails to lose results in the next match. I don't know if let's wait and see. So given the fact we're not winning ACL2 any soon, what do you Chiba signing players for ACL2? They are not making any money anyway. Why bleed more? Ishan, good question, but I can't give you an answer to that because I don't know the answer. So for me, as I said, it makes no sense, and therefore for me, these are realities of how things are. Um, so the players who, and also are the players who've been called up for ACL2. Have they been really brought in for ACL2? Right? It's a message to the fans, but does it really matter? Is it really true? And that's a challenge. That's a challenge that I think Indian clubs have. In which area do you find India has no knowledge and clue whatsoever? No knowledge in an area would be too hard, I would think, right? So there are most probably areas, so to me, is there an area? Is there an area? Not. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure if there is an area. I said, sorry, I can't stay today. All right, Shumon. Don Carlo, Pep, who's the best? Sachin, to me, amongst those two, I would prefer Pep. I'm good, Karam. I hope you're doing fine as well. Punjab with a great start, huh? Opponent Kerala government splashing 100 crore on one game. Renil, useless. For me, it's useless. Again, if they're doing it, it's on them, but for me, it makes no sense. It makes no sense because it will bring you no value. If it is a private entity spending the money, that's a different discussion, but this is a government, and the 100 crores can be spent in a much in a more different way, and therefore, these are realities. Your thoughts on PFC youngster Abhishek Singh can play left back, right back in midfield? Yeah, talented player. Question is what can he do in the long run? So let's made some good foreign signings in the last few years, like Northeast Punjab, etc. But the same cannot be said about the big budget clubs. They overpay for average foreign players. Yeah. So sorry. Everyone's talking about selection of coaches for Indian team and criticizing as they have a complete turn a blind eye on it, because for Kalnan it would be great PR at least appointing a good coach. With sometimes topics of the AIFF, let's not talk about logic. It's a very difficult one. It's a very challenging one, because the AIFF, these are realities, and they're not working the way they should. Or he just doesn't care. Not sure. Not sure if that's the issue. It's just, not care. I don't think it's that. It's, I think, lack of understanding of how things are. Do you think Roberto Carlos had skill to shoot long range, which can't wing backs lack? Yeah, would say that. Sir, Prabhusukan did not have a good game today. Arshdeep struggled the other day. Why are our goalkeepers so inconsistent and so prone to mistakes? This is one position which they need to be zero. Ishan, we don't have a goalkeeper who makes zero mistakes. Let's be clear on that. We have no goalkeeper in Indian football who makes zero mistakes. So therefore, if you ask me from that perspective, and forget goalkeepers in all positions, right? We've got a lot of players, but we've got no players who make no mistakes. Apart from AIFF, any license because they're available around the world, I think if we look at that, so therefore for me, the AFC has its value, CONMEBOL, CAF, CONCACAF, and that's just continue to talk about things, right? Did I have a chance to work with Joe Morrison? Yeah, I worked with Joe Morrison. But now with why is Anwar's defensive game not improving? It's high time he understands he's a defender. His closing down was pathetic. It was okay in progressive passing, but his defending was bad. Because I think there is certain things that he can develop and get better in, but he's not getting better. And age at some stage also want to catch it. No? If Mohan Bagan sack Molina, what's your best pick of manager? Sachin, depends on what Mohan Bagan wants and what needs. Is it again? Habas is not on the market, so that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I talk about coaches. And to me, it's very, very clear that Mohan Bagan need to find the right mix. It's who do I? I don't know which coach comes to mind. You'll get applications and then, how one got selected in Greek first year and Vegatus in second, whom would you rate higher? Difficult to make those comparisons, Blue. What's the difference in coach and manager in football? I say people would say head coach in big league, they say manager. Sometimes there is no difference. Sometimes it's actually the same for, that a coach is a manager. If you go old school, sort of Alex Ferguson was more than just a coach. And there he was also, the manager was, so to say, the coach and sporting director in one. You said India has a decent infra, but in low-level infra issue exists. What about Germany lower division? It's okay here and there and elsewhere. It can be an issue, but overall it's good. By the way, how do you rate Barca keeper Stegen? Marc-Andre ter Stegen, one of the best keepers in the world, period. So are good foreign coaches eager to coach ASIA Cup considering good enough salary and small season comparatively? Sometimes, some yes, some don't. Again, there were a lot of good quality foreigners approached with good money, and a lot of them have over the years declined to play, or players have wanted to come to India and then wanted to play there are different models, different reasons of creating those things, and therefore that's always a challenge. Sorry, Pep or Ramos, who's your favorite? Pepe, or sorry, not Pep, Pepe. If you ask me that way, I think Ramos I would be more preferred than Ramos more than Pepe. The saying had a nasty right knee injury, probably broken leg stretch off before halftime. Oh, okay, that would be bad news. So, what is Khalid cooking or doing right that the big clubs are struggling against it or not getting the results of their favor? He's focusing on the basics. And the good thing with Mumbai City is that Mumbai City, for example, still, despite losing, played their football. Now, that's something, and both Mumbai and Goa were not clinical enough, right? So that's something which is a fact, right? So therefore, today's game, Kerala Blasters, okay, yeah, I mean you win, right? I think for the Blasters that was the most important thing, that the Blasters won today and took home the 3 points, or kept the 3 points at home. Let's put it this way. What's your make on Quadra after today's match? He's under pressure, and he's not getting things right, and that's a challenge for him, right? So therefore, that is something which he needs to rectify. Would you rate Virgil van Dijk or Rudiger? Do you think Virgil is a good in defending pace player? Both high-level defenders. Let's not get into this comparison thing. I know you like those guys, but I don't like these comparison things. But don't you think his mistake was Marcel Yusuf was Bayern last match or other matches too? Is it a question of UCL, Bayern? They would have conceded anyway. Ter Stegen, do you think underrated player? Do you think he didn't get chance in major events playing full like FIFA? Yeah, I mean he was number 2 to Manuel Neuer, right? One of the best goalkeepers in the world, or maybe the best goalkeeper of all time in the world. Yamal or Mbappe, whom would you pick in your team? Blue, depends on what team, right? Depends on what kind of players, So again, Mbappe is more experienced, of course, but Yamal, maybe a year or two down the road, will be a different discussion. So I didn't see Yontoral that day. Is he injured? Yes, he was injured or is injured. Which is the most iconic match I've watched in stadium? I've watched matches in the World Cup, in the Euros, in an Asian Cup, Champions League matches, Europa League, Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga. I've watched so many matches in my life. I don't even think about that. Mitoma Japan dribble crazy as well. Okay. Right. 48 plus minutes. If I haven't said it, as a reminder, to like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. And as always, let's try and grow the community and try and get more people involved. And again, 1,731 is the current number. Yeah, going around that number now for the whole day. So do try and follow, and let's grow things. And equalizer, Man City 98th minute 2-2, and therefore any support is welcome. Those of you for the long term, thanks a lot. Your prediction for Mohun Bagan Northeast United FC. It's going to be a tough one for Mohun Bagan. I think if Mohun Bagan isn't able to solidify its defensive frailties, they could suffer once again, right? So therefore, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things will be. It's I would think if it's another draw, it's going to be a lot of pressure. So therefore, that's the thing, and therefore for me, it's Mohun Bagan are under pressure to win tomorrow. They will need it. Which is the most intense match you have watched? Boah. Wouldn't. Most probably, yeah. In Indian football context, most probably Kolkata derby. I think the one when Nabi got hit with the stone, that was one of the most intense matches. I've watched Bayern, Dortmund, I've watched World Cup, World Cup finals, as well. So therefore, that's the reality. So therefore, yeah. Why is East Bengal FC losing under Quadrat? Oh, that's a philosophical question at the end of the day. I guess sometimes it doesn't click, right? It's not clicking, and to me is something. Quadrat wants to play a certain style, but he doesn't have those players for his style, right? Any person left in your bucket list you dream to work? Nah, Murali. I'm fine. I think I've done more than someone, from my backgrounds can achieve, and I'm fine. I'm fine with myself. I mean, yeah. Why is Bengal FC losing? Jyotirmoy, as I just said to Sanjoy, I think the coach and the team, is it really as settled as people want to tell us? So for me, yeah, it's an issue and it's not working at the moment. India vs Bahrain of AFC Asian Cup 2009 one of the saddest matches I've watched live, right? Yeah, it's or I would rather say Germany-Italy World Cup semi-final 2006, which Germany lost, would be on top of that list most probably. So what are your observations in this season ISL now? Well, the first observation is that the big teams are not ready. And that the big teams are not ready. Certain teams have done very well with their transfers, but refereeing has been good so far. Very few controversial calls in that way. So therefore, these are all things where I, say, yeah, we can look at it. So I think tomorrow's match is more important for Mohun Supergen from coach perspective than the derby, because if they lose tomorrow, derby will just nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin for whom, right? That's the question. So for me, if he loses tomorrow, who knows? Mohun Bagan, again, also under pressure. Munda might not see the derby. So therefore, these are all, very, very interesting scenario in Kolkata with both the big teams. Which is the biggest derby in Asia? To my knowledge, is East Bengal Mohun Bagan, right? Or is it some derby in Southeast Asia? Maybe something in Jakarta, in Malaysia. I don't know. Do you think when we play high level opponent, do you think we exposing quality, or we're not used to play them like and not doing the same things in ISL? Thing like in ISL. Murali, depends on who we are playing. Sometimes it's better quality. Sometimes we are not good enough. We don't have a team at the moment. I think we are exposed with our basics, a lot of things. Please talk about Mohammedan Sporting start in ISL as a new team. Played well overall against Northeast United and against FC Goa. Deserved a win most probably yesterday. I couldn't get that. So therefore, they're challenging but couldn't get there. So conceded 2 late goals. One resulted in a loss, one resulted in a draw. So therefore, so good start. But let's see. It's a long season for Mohammedan Sporting. By the way, Howrah got 6 pens in 5 matches, especially last match out of the box foul, referee gave penalty. Well, Drew, that's, not a new story. Where do you place in Indonesian League? Well, I again don't watch Indonesian football enough to be able to tell you where its league stands in the nation context. Milos is sometimes slow, observes Ajay. Who knows, we might see new coaches in Derby. Yeah, it sounds crazy at the moment, but again, there's an international break in between. Before the Derby, Derby is after the international break. So therefore, from that perspective, yeah, that could be possible. It could actually be possible that both the coaches might be fired before the Derby. Yeah, not an impossible thing. So therefore, crazier things have happened in football. So therefore, I'm not saying that these 2 coaches will surely sit on the bench on the 19th of October to coach their respective sides. Might not happen. Do you think Australia are missing their flair, like in times of Tim Cahill, times current team which lacks creativity? I think the Aussies have flair most probably, and Aussies don't have that big names, right? They had a lot of big names during Tim Cahill's time. You had the chance to work Japanese football structure? No, I haven't. Want to see Mohammedan Sporting in a way now? Yeah, Blue will be interesting. Your take on Anwar Ali's performance today? Really concerned from national team perspective. I think he doesn't deserve a start in the national team. He's not good enough at the moment. He has other problems, has to work on the basics, Can Rahul keep alternate for Rahim Ali or difficult? Don't see him. They're not in a similar position. Rahul KP is rather a winger. So therefore, different discussion. Also, Punjab is also a dark horse for us to playoffs this year. Look, I've said that before the start of the season. I felt Punjab did a very good job in the transfer market. And therefore, they are, yes, as you say, they could be a potential dark horse. And therefore, will be very, very interesting to see how well they do overall in this season. Last season, they fell off towards the end. There was a phase where you thought Punjab might be the surprise team to sneak into the playoffs. But at the moment, let's wait and see. They're doing very well at the moment. Which teams like Punjab, Northeast, Mohammedan Sporting, the Ritpursi perform better. AFC competitions, they're used to being underdogs instead of Mohun Bagan or Mumbai, since they are more experienced playing high quality. I think at Asian level, the underdog issue doesn't crop up. I think at some stage you have to talk about quality, and these teams for Asian competitions lack quality. How did Korat's team under base is the same Korat? SCT, I guess he took over a functional team from Albert Roca. That's the reason why he won the ISL. Do you see any hope in Indian footy? Sometimes it's very, very tough. Right? These times are very, very tough to see any positives or hope in the future. But again, if I wouldn't see any hope in some sort of form way or tunnel at the end, light at the end of tunnel. Sorry, that's the right way to say it and announce. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So therefore, yes, my hope is always there that we will be able to change things for the better. I think that's one of those challenges I think we have with an Indian football. Was Uzbekistan impressive last year? The juniors went final, lost to Japan. Would you think they can qualify World Cup? Morally, they are one of numerous teams who could qualify for the first time for a World Cup from Asia. Yeah, so Uzbekistan, I would say have that capability in them. Sorry, just a quick sip of water. Those of you or exactly 1 hour now. Who might be new to the channel, welcome to arunfoot here on YouTube. My name is Anawa Chaudhary. If you haven't, do leave a like, share, and subscribe on the channel so we can grow the channel. 19 likes so far in this video. So that would be great. 1,731. So we're still on the same number as we started the show on. So no new subscribers today. So guys, if you're new, why not subscribe and be part of this community, which we are trying to grow. Like is more kids playing proper football leads us to better future with quality coaching. See, there are different models. Some people say, listen, get mass participation and get as many kids, you know. On the other side, there are models where I would say where you focus on a specific group, smaller group of players, and then try and develop them. There are different models, and we have to get in the quality coaching. I think that's our biggest challenge. Do you think Italy has legacy of defenders producing? Yeah, Italy produces loads of defenders. Is Manila CC type coach who goes defensive shell? No, I'm not sure. I won't say he goes in defensive shell. I think he tries and play the best of the strength, what he thinks is the strength of his team. Curious question: is street generally empty on Sunday because it's holiday? No, Murali. Will Mohanbag Superjan next match against Tractor FC to get any result away match at Iran after signing Nuno Rice from Melbourne City FC, and he could start as well against Tractor FC? Jyotimo, I don't think that any of the foreigners from Mohanbagan will travel to Iran. I don't think the Aussies and the Spanish and the Portuguese and whoever is there, I think it will be a pure Indian traveling group, and I don't see Nuno Rice traveling. Again, I might be wrong, but to my understanding is that Mohanbagan Supergiant will travel without their European/Australian contingent to Iran, given the current political climate. You work football in developed countries and developing countries, and difference you see? Yeah, of course, it's easier to work. Structure is there. In developed countries, yeah. India U17 had scored 4 against Japan last year. Sad that they ruined that group in U20 level. Babulo's animation, I saw that team last year in Germany. I was not impressed. Again, great to see 4 scored, but don't forget they conceded 8 against Japan. Again, if you see the positives, you have to also see the negatives, and that's the problem. You see the 4 goals and you don't forget, oh boy, you know what? They actually conceded 8. These are the problems that we need to think, look, and understand that exists in football, right? So therefore, these are the things that are there. So therefore, for me, surely, there's some pressure on their trying to perform and get results, right? But these under 17 boys are, let them play football, let them grow, let them try and get better. And the challenge is on them, right? So therefore, it's not an easy one to. So yeah, let's see how things develop and evolve. Let's put it this way. Put it nicely. (2017) is best batch of play. Do you think we produced? I don't know if they're the best we've produced. It's one of the best that I've seen, along with the under-17 World Cup squad. Why AFC isn't doing anything against Irani teams? If Australian team plays against them, what will happen? Most probably will happen at a neutral venue, right? So, and it's happened in the past, right? Even Saudi-Iran was a problem. Saudi-Iranian teams never played in Iran or in Saudi. So they most normally played in Abu Dhabi or Dubai or Doha. So this happened in the past, Blue, right? These are natural, unwanted problems of the Asian football ecosystem with the realities of things that are there. So therefore, yeah, if I like it, you like it, These are there, they happen the way they are, and things will not change that quickly. Yeah, and it's the political side of things is of course very tricky anyway, so let's not even get into that. All right, 1 hour and 5+ minutes. It's 7:51 p.m. here in Germany. It's 11:22 p.m. in India. 6:52 GMT. So Mehdi of Iran player playing European League. Your thoughts? Mehdi Tarim, good player. Do you think we focus on size and strength rather than ball skills? Well, yeah, it's one of those problems that we see that I feel we seem to have. Focus has not been right over the years. We need to focus on our game. We need to focus on our quality, and we're focusing on, as you say, we're focusing on height and other things, on size. Yeah. What about Mumbai City FC? Siddiqui, sorry, I didn't understand the question. If you could try and rephrase it for me. Asking if Mumbai City is playing this season or and they're not playing this season. Maybe can you be a little clearer, then I can try and answer your question. Right. Seems to be that I seems to have answered all your questions today, looks like. Therefore, once again, the reminder, if you haven't, do leave a like, share, and subscribe behind on the channel. 20 likes for this video. We've had days where we've had many more. So, looking at one video a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, actually 78 likes. So yeah, guys, if you're watching and I can see that the numbers are there in the background, do leave a like and a share behind and like as well. Curious question, what are the areas do you think India is better in terms of Europe? Europe is better than India. You mentioned earlier digital. I think that's something where India is better than Europe, or acceptance of digital. That's, I think, something which is better, and Europe is better. I think, the way you live here, I think, is much, much better. Do you think if the youngsters play in a good 2 season consistently in ISL, can we improve Indian national team? Then a very theoretical question. If they play 2 good seasons, will they change? I don't know. Who is your league shield contenders? Still Mumbai City FC and Mohun Bagan, or we are seeing underdog winning it like JFC did in the past? I stick with Mumbai City and Mohun Bagan. It's just 2 match days, and JFC was in that year wasn't an underdog. If you look at what team Owen Coyle had at his disposal, again, Greg Stewart, John Murray, others, it wasn't a bad team. I think that Indian coach like Rajavan should be an Indian national football team coaching staff. Does a good job at Championship FC and ISL. Okay, Jyotirmohan. Do you think exposure varies for the person according to the country? Yeah, could be. Not always, but can be. All right, let me slowly come to an end and then head for dinner. As I say, do like, share, and sorry, what do you think, Super League Kerala? Siddiqui just started. Let the season finish. I think the initial hype is gone a little bit. And the highlights I've seen, yeah, they have to work on the quality as well. So therefore, again, don't expect wonders. Give it time. It'll take time to develop, and then let's wait and see. Thanks, bon appetit, is Akash saying thanks a lot. Yeah, I just had for dinner, so thanks a lot everyone for joining in. As always, like, share, and subscribe. I think I've said that quite a number of times today. And let's continue to keep growing the community that we're having, and get more and more people involved. We'll have another session tomorrow. Akash says last question. Okay, come on, Akash, it's on you. The last question for the day. And as I said, I've done a video today on the Meghalaya government's investment into sort of granting Northeast United to build an academy on their in their state. Talked about the future of Indian football yesterday, or day before yesterday, sorry. Episodes on previews of all, of all the ISL teams. And a lot of infos on India and the Intercontinental Cup and Anwar Ali case, of course, ISL Media Days, blah, blah, starting of the Kerala Super League. Just watch the old things. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff. Do you see? Right. Do you think IFA will reconstruct CFL? Not at the moment, Akash. I don't see that happening. Good night, sir. Will you watch along tomorrow? Blue, no. Tomorrow I'm not doing a watch along. I'll do a regular show, and look forward to that. What's your think Anwar Ali ban Siddiqui? I'm not going to talk about the topic because, let's wait and see what are the next steps, if there are any next steps. Right, guys, let me end this for today. Thanks a lot. Like, share, and subscribe. As you say, Akash, eat and sleep. Yes, eat and then do some more work and then sleep. I'll be back tomorrow night with a live show. So therefore, thanks a lot. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow night.